There is a silent assassin hiding in plain sight, lurking within the bodies of millions, perhaps even billions of people worldwide. It's a disease that begins quietly, without a single warning shot, but it has the power to escalate into one of the most feared diagnoses of our time, cancer. And the most terrifying part? This killer is being actively fed and strengthened by three of our most common, seemingly innocent everyday habits. We're not talking about some rare, exotic illness. We're talking about a condition affecting an estimated 1 in 3 adults globally, a condition often dismissed with a casual name, fatty liver. But the experts at the world-renowned MD Anderson Cancer Center are sounding a deafening alarm. They warn that this condition, formerly known as metabolic dysfunction-associated steatotic liver disease, or MASLD, is a ticking time bomb. This isn't just a benign accumulation of fat, it's the first step on a dark path that leads to severe inflammation, irreversible scarring, and ultimately, hepatocellular carcinoma, the most common and deadly form of liver cancer. Today, we are going to defuse that bomb. We will expose the 3 lifestyle choices that are secretly transforming a reversible condition into a life-threatening one. We'll dive deep into the specific foods in your kitchen that might be poisoning your liver. We'll uncover how the simple act of sitting for too long is putting you in grave danger. And we'll reveal the underlying health issues that act as fuel for this deadly fire. Most importantly, we're going to give you the blueprint, the simple, powerful steps you can take starting this very second to reclaim your health and stop this disease in its tracks. First, let's confront the primary accomplice in this crime against your health, the modern diet. Experts are unanimous on this point. The single greatest accelerator of fat buildup in the liver is a diet overloaded with sugar, refined carbohydrates, and ultra-processed foods. Think about it. That fizzy soda you grab for a midday pick-me-up, it's a liquid sugar bomb. When you drink it, the fructose component hits your liver like a tidal wave. Unlike glucose, which can be used by cells all over your body for energy, almost all fructose must be processed by the liver. Your liver, trying to cope with this sudden flood, has little choice but to convert it into fat through a process called de novo lipogenesis, which literally means making new fat. This newly created fat doesn't just go away. It gets stored right there, inside your precious liver cells, gumming up the works and disrupting their function. Then consider the ultra-processed items that line our pantry shelves and fill fast food bags. Those crispy potato chips, those soft, comforting biscuits, and that convenient frozen meal. They are engineered to be hyper-palatable, but they are also Trojan horses, smuggling in unhealthy fats, refined grains, and chemical additives that overwhelm your liver's metabolic machinery. They are culinary ghosts, full of calories but devoid of the essential nutrients, fiber, and phytochemicals your body desperately needs. They create a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation throughout your body, with your liver on the absolute front lines of this relentless battle. Your liver is a remarkable, resilient organ, a tireless factory that performs over 500 vital functions. But when you continuously flood it with these low-nutrient, high-calorie substances, you force it into overdrive. The production lines get backed up, and the factory floor begins to fill with a dangerous byproduct, fat. This isn't just about weight gain. It's about a specific, targeted assault on one of your body's most critical command centers. The good news is that you can fight back with your fork. Nutritionists recommend a powerful counter-strategy, the Mediterranean diet. Forget restrictive, joyless eating. Picture instead a vibrant plate filled with crisp vegetables of every color, hearty whole grains that provide sustained energy, and the rich, satisfying crunch of nuts and seeds. Think deep green leafy vegetables like spinach and kale, packed with vitamins that support liver detoxification. Imagine sweet, juicy berries bursting with antioxidants that neutralize damaging free radicals. Consider the humble legume, beans, lentils, chickpeas, a powerhouse of fiber that helps control blood sugar and feeds the good bacteria in your gut, which in turn communicates with your liver. Imagine drizzling golden, extra virgin olive oil over a fresh salad and enjoying the delicate flavor of grilled fish, packed with omega-3 fatty acids that actively fight inflammation. This isn't just folk wisdom. Study after study has shown that this way of eating can dramatically reduce liver fat, calm inflammation, and restore your liver's health. You are literally replacing the building blocks of disease with the building blocks of vitality. The second habit that is silently paving the way for liver cancer is one that defines modern life for so many of us: the sedentary lifestyle. We sit for hours on end, at our desks, in our cars, on our couches. This prolonged inactivity is far more dangerous than we realize. When your body is in motion, your large muscles, the biggest metabolic engines in your body, go active. They demand energy, pulling sugar and fat from your bloodstream and helping your liver do its job efficiently. But when you are sitting, this entire process grinds to a halt. Your muscles go dormant. Their demand for glucose plummets. This means more sugar is left circulating in your bloodstream, which triggers a higher insulin response, signaling your liver to store, store, store. It's a direct command to fatten up your liver. Your liver's ability to process and export fat is drastically reduced. Think of it like a river. When it flows freely, it's clear and healthy. But when it becomes stagnant, sludge begins to build up. Inactivity turns the metabolic river of your body into a stagnant pond, allowing fat to accumulate and settle in your liver. Doctors have a clear prescription to get the river flowing again: at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise or 75 minutes of intense physical activity every single week. That might sound like a lot, but let's break it down. 150 minutes is just 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. It could be a brisk walk during your lunch break, a bike ride with your family, or a dance class. The key is to find something you enjoy, so it doesn't feel like a chore. And you don't need a gym membership to make a difference. The battle is also won with small, consistent choices. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park further away from the store entrance. Pace around your room while you're on a phone call. Think about movement snacks. Every hour, stand up and do 20 jumping jacks or 10 squats. Do calf raises while you wait for your coffee to brew. This isn't about training for a marathon. It's about constantly reminding your body that it's alive and designed to move. If you've ever found yourself opting for the escalator over a short flight of stairs, hit that like button. It's a universal struggle, but recognizing it is the first step toward making a change for the better. The third and final piece of this dangerous puzzle involves the company your fatty liver keeps. Certain underlying health conditions act as powerful accelerants, dramatically increasing the risk of your condition progressing from simple fatty liver to full-blown inflammatory disease and cancer. These accomplices are obesity, type 2 diabetes, and high cholesterol. They create a perfect storm of metabolic chaos within your body, a devastating feedback loop. Excess body fat, especially visceral fat around your organs, releases inflammatory signals. This inflammation makes your cells more resistant to insulin. Your pancreas then works overtime to pump out more insulin to compensate. This state of high insulin, or hyperinsulinemia, is a direct instruction to your liver to create and store more fat. The fatter your liver gets, the more insulin-resistant your body becomes. The cycle intensifies, pushing you faster and faster down the path towards fibrosis and cirrhosis. And let's not forget the silent partners in this metabolic crime: chronic stress and poor sleep. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, a hormone that can raise blood sugar and promote fat storage, particularly in the liver. When you don't get enough quality sleep, your insulin sensitivity plummets, sometimes to levels comparable to a pre-diabetic state after just one bad night. Your appetite hormones go haywire, making you crave the exact sugary, processed foods that are fueling the fire. Addressing these conditions is not optional. It is absolutely critical to protecting your liver. Managing these conditions is like cutting the fuel line to the fire that's raging in your liver. Now, what makes this whole situation so insidious is the disease's stealthy nature. As we mentioned, it's often called a silent disease for a reason. Imagine your healthy liver as a smooth, efficient factory. In the first stage, simple steatosis, it's like a few boxes are left piled up on the factory floor. It's cluttered, but things are still working. The next stage is MASH, metabolic dysfunction-associated steatohepatitis. Hepatitis means inflammation. Now, a small fire has started in the corner of the factory, It's causing damage, alarms are going off biochemically, but you might not see the smoke from the outside. You could be walking around with significant inflammation and feel completely fine. The next stage is fibrosis. To contain the fire, the body sends in repair crews that lay down tough, fibrous scar tissue. The factory floor becomes rigid and hard to navigate. This is a critical turning point. The final stage before cancer is cirrhosis. The scarring is now so widespread that the factory's architecture is permanently damaged. Production lines are broken, and the entire structure is compromised. It is from this chaotic, damaged environment that liver cancer often arises. When symptoms do appear, they are often vague and easily dismissed. A persistent feeling of fatigue, a dull ache or discomfort in the upper right side of your abdomen. This is why doctors are now emphasizing the critical importance of early detection and screening, especially for anyone in a high-risk group. You cannot wait for warning signs, because by the time they appear, serious damage may already be done. After hearing all this, you might be feeling a sense of dread. But I want to shift the tone now to one of immense hope and empowerment, because here is the single most important message of this entire discussion. Fatty liver, especially in its early stages, is almost entirely reversible. Your liver is the only internal organ capable of naturally regenerating lost tissue. It has a phenomenal capacity to heal itself. If you provide the right conditions, it will actively work to break down and export the excess fat, quell the fires of inflammation, and even remodel early-stage scar tissue. This isn't magic. It's the biology of survival. Your body wants to be healthy, and the path to healing is clearer than you might think. Research has shown that losing just 5 to 10% of your total body weight can dramatically reduce liver fat and inflammation. Let's make that real. If you weigh 200 pounds, that's a loss of just 10 to 20 pounds. If you weigh 160 pounds, that's only 8 to 16 pounds. This is not an impossible, life-altering amount of weight. It is a completely achievable goal that can literally save your life. Think about it not as deprivation, but as liberation. For every pound you lose, you are lifting a tangible burden off your liver. You are giving it the breathing room it needs to begin its repair work. And here's another fascinating piece of the puzzle. A surprising ally in your fight for liver health, coffee. Research highlighted in the Times of India indicates that regular coffee consumption may actually reduce the risk of fatty liver. It's believed that the powerful antioxidants and compounds in coffee can help protect liver cells from damage and reduce inflammation. So, that morning cup might be doing more good than you ever realized. Zooming out, health experts warn that the global spike in fatty liver cases is not an accident. It is a direct reflection of our modern societal habits, our reliance on cheap, processed diets, our increasingly urban, sedentary lifestyles, and the soaring rates of metabolic disorders. If we fail to intervene on a massive scale, MASLD is projected to become the leading cause of liver transplants and liver cancer within the next few decades. The future of your liver and your long-term health does not depend on some expensive miracle drug or a complex surgical procedure. It depends on the simple, everyday choices you make starting today. The prescription is powerful yet profoundly simple. Eat mindfully, prioritizing whole, natural foods. Move your body more in any way that brings you joy. Take control of your metabolic health by managing your weight and underlying conditions. And get screened regularly if you are at risk. Your liver's future is in your hands. This is life-saving information that everyone needs to hear. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on health topics that truly matter, and get the knowledge you need to protect yourself and your loved ones, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We are committed to empowering you on your health journey. Please remember, this information is intended for educational purposes only and should never be taken as medical advice. For any concerns regarding your health, a specific condition, or a course of treatment, it is essential that you consult with a licensed physician or a qualified healthcare professional. They are the only ones who can provide guidance tailored to your individual